With over 2 days of conferences, debates, and high-level meetings, the annual summit of AICE that brings together the most influential stakeholders in the African finance. The aim of AICE is to build a robust financial industry to serve real economy and sustainable development. It supports Africa's financial industry in its transformation by bringing together the most influential leaders, regulators, and institutions of African finance. AICE is actively committed to contributing to the success of African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCTA, which should accelerate the integration and the growth of Africa's financial sector. Founded by Jeune Afrique Media Group in 2021 with the support of IFC, World Bank Group, AICE is a sister organization of Africa CEOs Forum, the leading platform of Africa private sector. So joining us now on the show from Paris is Amir Yahmed, the Chief Executive Officer of Jeune Afrique Media Group and Chairman of Africa Financial Industry Summit, AICE. Great to have you again, and it was good seeing you in Abidjan a couple of months back, a very spirited speech there. AICE will take place in Lomé on November 15 to 16. Can you tell us more about the event that has become a leading place for African financial industry?
Yes, of course. First, I would like to thank you because you made me a very happy man this morning. You showed a picture of me that is 20 years younger than today. So I felt rejuvenated this morning. No, yes, we're going to help.
You still look great, I should say. You still look great, fit and proper.
Thank you very much. So we're holding the second edition of the forum sometimes in a few weeks in November in Lomé. But important thing is to frame the context in which that event is going to happen. It is going to happen at a time where Africa is facing various challenges. I would name 4 that are very important to understand the context in which this forum will open. The first one is a political context, of course. We're seeing the fall of dominance of the US, the rise of China, and the explosion of nationalism everywhere, creating conflicts here and there. We have seen Ukraine, we have seen Israel, we're going probably to see Armenia in a few weeks, and we are also seeing in our continent what's happening in West Africa, mainly with the fall of a few countries, 5 to date, with political coup. So this is the first challenge, which is very important. The second challenge is going to be, or is the economic challenge with the steady rise of interest rates. In the OECD country now, interest rates are close to 5.5%, and it's creating a huge pressure on liquidity and problems of financing all over Africa. So who is going to invest or send money to Africa when you can safely put your money in treasuries in the US at 5%, 5.5%? So this is a second challenge. And of course, we have these 2 other challenges that are the technological challenge, the digital disruption, and of course, the rapid implementation of AI that creates tons of changes in various sectors. And finally, of course, the climate challenge. The climate challenge creating problem for the green financing, creating problem for our insurance companies. So these 4 challenges for us create an urgency to gain new momentum for Africa and to get into shape to face this situation. And the financial industry is going to be a key factor to rely on if we are to face positively these challenges. And that's where the Africa Financial Industry Summit will make its focus this year. But more than challenges, we are going to focus on what we think is an incredible opportunity. We have calculated that the opportunity that is in front of us is a $1.5 trillion opportunity for African players of the industry. When you look at ratio of the contribution to the sector, the ratio to GDP in the global South, and you look at it in Africa, you see that what we can gain in the coming years, hopefully, is around $1.5 trillion. And especially at a moment where most of the international investors from the financial industry have pared down their investment in the country. So that's going to be the key focus of this edition, is how we can collectively grab this huge new market. And we're going to receive about 900 participants, a little bit more, from all over the continent. That's one of the things that the group Jeune Afrique does. We mainly try to get events that are Pan-African, because we strongly think that any success that we're going to gain in the future will be coming from a united Africa, a global African voice in all the major challenges that are on this planet. And so
right.
in the financial industry, that's what we would like to get done.
All right, excellent. Thanks for sharing with us some of the major focus points for this particular summit. Now, you've also talked about the focus on building a world-class African financial industry. You've talked about the $1.5 trillion opportunity. I would like to ask you, if there's anything further you'd like to share with us why you chose this particular topic. I mean, you've already shared with us some of the opportunities that exist, but if there are perhaps other, salient reasons why you chose this particular theme and topic.
Because I think it's going to be a long journey, and if you want to mobilize people, we cannot always think only about threats. We need to talk about opportunities. That is what is driving CEOs. So during the forum, we're going to talk about all the opportunities for every member of this industry to create more wealth, to create a world-class financial industry. So we're going to talk about open banking and open data, the digital currency, how to create a wide continent-wide banking authority. There's many of subjects that's going to cover regulation, industry trends, and of course, mainly specific points in banking and insurance. And in banking, for example, something is going to be dear to you. We're going to talk a lot about Nigeria.
Okay, so we're looking at the Central Bank Governor of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, who has confirmed his presence at the AICE 2023 among 10 other African central bank governors. Why is public-private dialogue in the financial industry so important, especially at a time like this?
This is at the core, of course, of all of our platform that we're trying to create, because we think that public-private sector dialogue, especially in Africa, is central to unleashing growth, and especially in the financial sector, where regulation creates or foster investments. So we need to create dialogue between CEOs of banks, CEOs of insurance, fintech, and the regulators, central bank governors, Minister of Finance, regulatory authorities from capital markets. As you mentioned, we are going to have 10 central bank governors from Angola, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Ethiopia, which is going to liberalize its banking sector. We're going to have the central bank governor of West Africa, French-speaking West Africa. So a lot of them are going to be here and engaging with the private sector to see how we can create regulation that will help growth in the industry.
Okay, so why should the Nigerian financial industry attend AICE?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch you.
Why should the Nigerian financial industry attend AICE?
So, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to make a special focus on Nigeria this year, because if you look at the top 25 banking groups, 80% of that crowd is composed by 5 countries: South Africa, Egypt, Nigeria, Kenya, and Morocco. Out of this group, if you look at the top 10 of banking groups, 50% is composed by Nigeria. And if you look at the top 6, 4 out of 6 are Nigerian. Nigerian companies today are among the most innovative in that group, and they're starting again to develop themselves outside of Nigeria. For example, UBA and AICE are very active players in that field, and we strongly feel that Nigeria has a very key role in the progress of the industry, and that some of its players can really grab the scale needed to be world-class financial players. And so I think if I was looking from a Nigerian perspective, I would be very interested in seeing how Nigerian banks can grow outside its national market. And there are tons of opportunity to meet. As you have seen, probably Morocco has been one of the most successful country in expanding its banking sector outside of this country, and I think Nigeria has a really strong opportunity to do that, and that's why we are going to dedicate 2 sessions towards Nigerian finance, and we are also thinking, because we have had that discussion, to possibly hold one of our edition in Nigeria.
Okay. Well. We look forward to that happening. Perhaps you might want to consider the next edition holding here in Nigeria. We'd be more than happy to host you. Lome is just in our neighbors, so the next stop should be Nigeria.
And we will be more than happy to see you physically. Because this time I saw you through TV.
Yeah,
I saw Rufai last time, but next time we'll be in person, I hope.
Excellent. All right, so let me ask you, you talked about the main topic you're going to be talking about, but how about other conversations you'll be having at the summit, other topics of discussion, and perhaps other speakers as well? What's the lineup of speakers looking like?
So topics, this basically, as I told you, we're trying to separate our program in various themes. We are doing industry trends. So we're covering major industry trends, whether it's from a marketing point of view, a digital point of view, every subject, every issue that has been raised within the industry that is an issue that needs to be discussed, debated. We're going to be covering this. In terms of speakers, we have most of the African banking groups that are going to be present. The president of one of the several CEOs from UBA's group, from Access Bank, from EcoBank, from MTN, because we have also the telecom sector attending. We have about 10 to 15 of the most important African fintech playing in the industry. So plus all the central bank governors and Minister of Finance that we spoke previously about. So this is going to be a very exciting event, and I think we have felt the previous edition was the first edition. We saw a huge attendance, and you're showing the video on the screen. That was really a success and showed how enthusiastic, how important the players industry were craving for this type of event, and to really create a unified African financial sectors, and to give to this sector a global voice.
Okay, well, thanks for all the points you've made. I'm sure a lot of experts will be there. But in terms of those who may want to learn from what they will be discussing, how do they access the information? What platforms will this be on for those who may not be able to come to Lome?
So we are usually doing some live stream of some sessions. We are after pushing some of our meetings back on our YouTube channel, but mostly I'm sorry, but we are trying to get as many possible to attend in person, and we're having some editorial partnership with various media companies, like some of our groups, with AICE, with The Guardian, with This Day, and so that we're trying to create awareness and raise awareness about the subject that are very important to the drive of what we're trying to achieve in creating this platform, the African platform, to transform the financial industry.
Right. So the emphasis is also people attending in person, being there, live and direct, networking, shaking of hands and working. And my friend, I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Bless you.